Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here again. Uh, Sorry that I didn't been putting a lot of videos on my channel because I was sick, the flu. My wife had it, then I have it. You, it's flu season, right? Spring. Let's hope for spring. A little bit warmer. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. I wanted to talk about c.h.u.d. from 1987. I like the word c.h.u.d. Now, apparently, the creators of this movie and they did a promotional stunt uh, because it's filmed in New York. They started to put "c.h.u.d" everywhere on in town with graffiti on the walls. They did something similar with Scream 6 as a promotional stunt, putting ghost faces on a corner, and they will be looking at you, and that's something similar, but that's a step up, of course. Now these this movie gets a 5.4. I give it a 6. I like this movie. I really do. I really do. This movie was made by two friends, and they didn't have a lot of money, and I really have to say two actors came to this. They or how many actors came out to help them make this movie a reality. Daniel Stern, who we know from Home Alone, Al, and what's his name, Marv, right? And Christopher Curry, also a known name, so known actors. Even a small cameo of John Goodman. Um, and the movie is about c.h.u.d. It stands for cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. Also, uh, it had a other meaning, which is contamination, hazards, urban disposal. So these government assholes wanna gas the entire sewer and with chemical waste, but people are living there. And you have a few main characters. You have like two groups of characters. You have Cooper, which is played by John Hurt. I know the actor, but I don't know from where. Cooper and his wife Laura. He's a artsy photographer, and he usually takes pictures of his wife and these, like I said, artsy kind of from hobos basically that live in the sewers and things like that. So they know him. They know him because there's a moment even that a homeless lady wants to nab a gun from a police officer and run away with it. Not because she wanted the gun to do harm to people, but because her husband had an extra. She goes. She Cooper went to bail her out, and we see that her husband has this big ass wound, a bite, and he says it's for those bastards that are coming here, bastards, fucked up creatures, and that's why for self defense. Now Daniel Stern, you would think he plays that same role with not serious or so. I mean the point me- having a metal bucket on your head or a brick in your face. No, he's basically actually a likable character in this one. He's there to help. He really wants to help. They call him the Reverend because he has this soup kitchen and he's the only one who really takes care of these. He calls them the dwellers. He's basically the people that are living in the sewers. They come to him, eat, and um, uh, Christopher Curry's character is Captain Bosch from the police department. They have a good relationship, those two between. He gives them also information, this and this and that. He found Dan Stern's name is not only Reverend, the nickname is Reverend, but he's called AJ. He found this boot, a government boot, and a Geiger counter, for radioactive signals. Now they went to the sewers for a moment, and the Geiger counter went through the roof. So they immediately went back up because they were a little bit freaked out. And it's a great movie. It's a really great movie. There is this one scene where you have AJ and Captain, uh, like I said, Captain Bosch in front of the commissioner, another guy that I don't know what, a government slick ass, and then another government sleazebag, Mr. Wilson. He's basically the big bad baddie of the movie. He's the one who wants to take that chemical waste in the sewers, but a court order said you can't do that. So that's where they're waiting to, get off that court order. And and there you can see that AJ is like, uh, one of those guys acts, "You're an idiot," and he says, "No, I'm here to help. I want to help. Here are pictures. Here, pictures, pictures." They stole. So Cooper went to the guy who was bitten. Now they wanted to go to Cooper, but he wasn't there. He was already in the sewers um, with a journalist. And like I said, he wasn't in the sewer directly, but he's going to the sewers with a journalist that has been harassing him, and because he thinks he knows more, but he has taken those pictures, so they stole their pictures. Police captain and a cook for uh, yeah, hobos basically, and he knows how to pick lock a door. And they see those bite wounds, these people, and they know, okay, shit, this doesn't seem right. The commissioner is not a bad guy. He just doesn't want to get in trouble. And what what they mostly want is that it's not, that the press gets it, that the people know about it. They don't want the people know about what's happening there. So at some point, AJ leaves, and he says to the commissioner, "You are good. You shut up." Then the other guy who said you're stupid, you said you're a fool. And then he says against Wilson, "You are a liar," and he throws that his briefcase away. And then the commissioner and Bosch sees c.h.u.d and a confidential papers about the program of c.h.u.d. And then he says about those cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers that these creatures are real, and that he wants to gas out the sewers. Now, but before that, he wants to send in a team of his own government guys with hazmat suits, and Bosch doesn't want him to do this on his own. He wants to send some police officers with him. They find one dead, and you can see it through the hazmat suit of Bosch. And you see the face, only the face of this humanoid. There's this cool scene that a bit was a little bit reminiscent of the Hive in Aliens, with the U.S. Marines, and they getting attacked, and like I said, uh, Wilson, the sleazy government guy, sends three of his men in the sewers, and three of Bosch's men are already there with flamethrowers. So they're making this line, and I have to say, apparently those flamethrowers didn't do jack shit because it's not wide. They made a perfect line, fire, fire, because the counter went through the roof. They saw something, multiple things coming their way, flamethrowers, and eventually Bosch sees something through the flames. Maybe they can withstand extreme heat, and the entire team is decimated. Which was a cool, scary moment, tense moment. There's also this funny moment when AJ Daniel Stern go when he leaves the meeting, he immediately goes to a phone because he wants to call the New York Times to give all his information away. That's what they didn't want. But Wilson called somebody, another government sleazebag. This one's a sleazebag. He has this blonde hair, these sunglasses, this red shirt of Lacoste, and you know what? So AJ wants to put a quarter in the telephone machine, and he takes the quarter and just puts it in his mouth and swallows it. What the fuck? Now, I'm not a germaphobe, but I do know that money, especially as basically the bills, but also quarters, it's those are the number one biggest disease carriers you can have, and it put up in it. I don't think he really cared about that, but later on he tries to kill him. He goes to the basement because he sees, because they were threatening with the gas. But when he wants to put on a firelight to cook, he sees that it goes off and that the gas, that he had the idea, oh shit, they're going with the gas. So he wanted to get in the sewers to get as much of those people away. But when he goes in the cellar, that's where he goes into a hole and then a manhole and then go to the sewers. He has the one guy living there, Victor, a little bit of a nutcase, but he's still, I mean, he's harmless. Although he has a knife and usually he's preaching, but he says, "Get the hell out of here!" And when he goes up the stairs, he gets a bullet through the head. Boom! The door is chained up, and it's that blonde-haired asshole. So he goes to the sewer. He takes a Geiger counter to see if if it's not in red. He knows that those humanoid dwellers aren't in the neighborhood, of course. And this time, Cooper and this journalist, who immediately becomes hamburger meat by one of these humanoids, uh, are also in the sewers. Uh, and I believe he and AJ team up at some point because AJ finds a nest of these humanoids. You see these humanoids, and in the middle, you see some maybe like eggs or something. And the guy who was bitten was apparently changing in one of these. So apparently, like zombies, they can, if you're bitten by them, you can become one of them. Now, the movie starts out, it's something that I forgot to say, about a lady walking with her dog, and a dweller, a humanoid, comes out of the manhole and snatches her into the manhole. She dies. If you see at the day after, because this happened in the evening, you see a hand laying there. Nobody sees it, and it goes into this cleaning thing, this device to clean the the sidewalks and shit. And basically, apparently, it was Bosch's wife. He didn't tell anybody because he didn't want it to be in a panic mode. But now he found her in uh, one of the big sewer holes that connect with the ocean, and she was lying there. The rest of her between the rocks, and now he's hell bent on killing these creatures. Now, in the meantime, and that's what I said with John Goodman. He comes in with his partner in this diner, and you see like 4 or 5 of these humanoids coming towards the diner. You see them watching through the window, and you don't see the massacre, but you hear the massacre. Like, oh fuck! So then, when the police is there and the fire department and the coroners and whatever, they see all there's all blood, and now the commissioner said, "Okay, we can't. Okay, now it's open. There's journalists everywhere. Now it's open and done. It's we know about it." So Wilson wants to put that gas in there. Now they are basically putting cops with heavy, artillery um, in the big sewer holes and putting cars on the manholes so they can't escape, gas them. But Wilson, um, Wilson is something. Not. I don't. I think he wanted one alive, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that because it's something new, right, for the government, the bio weapons department. But eventually he gets confronted by Bosch. Wilson draws a gun, he slams him in his junk, and he also hears through a radio that AJ is still there with Cooper, and he wants to get one of the cars off of the manholes so to get them out. Now, I have to say, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. It's actually for a really small budget movie, well constructed, good practical effects. The humanoids looked creepy. Uh, the they really they rely more on the tension and the atmosphere in those sewers than completely completely showing the humanoids, because that would maybe look silly or cheap. They usually show the heads, the arms or something, but they really capitalize on the tension, and a sewer is a great place to create tension. Like I said, Daniel Stern's character is really, really. I mean, I really liked him. He's there to help. He's there not. He's not a buffoon or something. We all know him from Home Alone, but he's not a buffoon here. He's really, he knows things. He knows what is happening down there. He initially knows what's happening down there. He doesn't know about humanoids, but he does know that things are happening in the because of his dwellers that come to eat, and he gets information. And Bosch, he's a really good guy. He even says to you, AJ, if you want somewhere to live, you can come with me because of the gas. There's some dangers. And I said, no, no, I have to cook dinner. And, it's Captain Bosch is a great. He's a guy who uh, doesn't let him run over. Like when they Wilson says, "You don't will not send police officers with my hazmat crew." And he says, "Oh yeah, we'll see about that." And then you see those three, like I said, those three police officers in with gas masks and flamethrowers, and Wilson says, "Get those guys out of there." Uh, okay, but your guys have cameras and my guys have flamethrowers. I don't think so. That was a good one. But I'm not sure if a sequel. I believe a sequel was made. I'm not sure. Not sure. But John Goodman, it's funny. He looks. He, I like the Big Lebowski, right? John Goodman, it's like he never really changed. It's weird. It's weird. He always looked the same. I think it's was Roseanne. Yeah, right. At the V series Roseanne. But it's fun to see him, right? To get massacred by humanoids. No, Chud is a really great movie. I really recommend it. It has great characters, uh, great acting, great. The humanoids are a real threat, but you don't see them too much. It's a little bit like Jaws. Don't let the shark. You see the shark. Don't see the shark as much. It's more of a threat underwater. Do not make it seem fake, but they're used and utilized in a creepy area, and that makes the movie all the better. So Cher, 1987, 5.4 on IMDb, 6 for me. See you later, alligator.